Hey guys, I'm Lindsay from the Toasted Pine Nut, and today I am back in the kitchen and I am loving it. Whenever I throw it out there and ask you guys either on my newsletter or on Instagram what you want to see more of, you always say family dinners, weeknight meals, something I can just throw together when I get home from work and I'm too tired to even think. So that's what I'm bringing you guys today, a meal that everybody loves. Drum roll, chicken nuggets. Chicken McNuggets, chicken McNuggets, chicken McNuggets. I've been playing around with my chicken nugget recipe a lot actually, not complaining, I love chicken nuggets, but I wanted something that one, my kids just gobbled up and didn't complain about, and two, that my husband could eat, that I could eat, and we could be really into it. So that's what I'm doing today. This is hands down the best chicken nugget recipe ever. It's legit, you guys. The breading is breadless. It is breading. It is not even breading. It is Parmesan cheese that I'm using as the coating, and it is so good. Now, wait, don't go anywhere. If you are dairy-free, you are lactose intolerant, if you just avoid dairy because you want to, I have a great sub for you. Don't use the Parmesan cheese if you're not into it. Use blanched almond flour and you get a nice nutty crust, and it still just tastes like a regular old breading deliciousness. So let's get started because, guys, this is a good one. You are going to love it, but first, where's my coffee? Cheers, my friends. Make sure you look and see where the little spout is before you sip. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Okay, let's try that again. Cheers! This is what you have to know for this recipe that makes it run so smoothly. It's like a fine oiled machine. This is what you gotta know. Ready? 2 bowls, 2 hands. Okay, so first thing, I'm just gonna set the chicken aside. We'll deal with that later. The first thing we're gonna do in this bowl is whisk our egg. So we're gonna get our little egg out of its shell. Avoid all the shells. I saw the most amazing hack online. You ever see those hacks like on Facebook, like 10 egg hacks? Well, one, if you wet your finger, if you have a shell in your egg and you wet your finger, then you can just get the shell out. Whereas like if you don't wet your finger, it's like so slippery and you can't get it, but OMG, that changed my life. I'm gonna test it out and I'll let you know. All right. So in our first bowl, my friends, we have 1 egg whisked very nicely. In our second bowl, 2 bowls right here, 1, 2. In our second bowl, we have a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, looking nice and fine. And then we are going to add a ½ teaspoon of sea salt, teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and a teaspoon of this Italian seasoning. You could probably make your own seasoning with oregano and basil and whatever you like, but I find it easiest to just get the Italian seasoning all mixed up. Let's see what's in here actually. Basil, rosemary, thyme, oregano, savory, and sage. So, a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. We set this, we're done with the spices. So then we mix up the Parmesan mixture. 1 bowl done, 2 bowls done. Now we're gonna move on to the chicken. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the chicken into cubes. First I'm gonna slice them and then I'm gonna cut them into cubes. If you wanna do chicken strips, you can definitely do that, but I really like the little nuggets because it's really self-motivated, because when I give chicken strips to the kids, they're like, Mommy, cut this. And then I have to cut it and that's more work for me. Whereas if I give them nuggets, they pick it up, dip it, done. It's done. No more work for Mom. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dice this, I'm gonna make it into 1 inch and 1.5 inches of nugget chunks that will be nuggets, and then we will start our breading. So this is where the 2 hands come into play. 1 hand will be the egg hand, so we will pick up the chicken, dip it in the egg with the egg hand, and then we'll take the chicken out of the egg mixture and then put it into, just drop it into the Parmesan mixture. Then you have your Parm hand, you coat it with the Parm hand, you get it nice and coated, and then you put it onto the plate. So this one stays nice and parmy, this one stays nice and eggy, and that's how you avoid clumping up your Parmesan mixture and really just messing it up. So 2 hands, it's so important. I spent so much of my life not knowing this trick and clumped up many a breading. So that's my trick from me to you. You're welcome. So we're gonna use our egg hand. We're gonna put it into, you can do a couple pieces at a time. Put your chicken into, just get it coated in egg, and then put it into the parm. And then you just kind of coat it with the parm hand. Parm. And then you put it onto your plate. Of course I have an itch on my arm, right? Okay, now we wash the hands. 2 hands. Now 2 hands we wash. So we have relocated over here near the stove so you can see what's happening, and I will surely give you a close-up of what's happening with the chicken when I fry it up. A couple things before we get started. We're using avocado oil for this recipe. I'll link to a couple of my favorites below. You can use any frying oil you want. I really like avocado oil because it has a higher smoke point, and so it makes for a really good frying oil, and I also love the healthy fats that avocados have. So that's why I'm using it in this recipe today, but by all means, use whatever you're comfortable with. So I'm gonna pour this in about 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch up the pan. I think that looks good, and I'm gonna turn it on and let it get nice and warm. So while that's heating up, you want your plate of chicken all nice and ready, and then you also want a plate with a paper towel nice and ready just so you can quickly take them off and set them aside. So the 2 kitchen utensils that I'm going to be using for this are the tongs to flip them. Once one side is nice and golden, I'll flip them so the other side can get nice and golden, and then to scoop them out. You could also use the tongs just to take them out, but I like to get a bunch at once because when they're ready, and I don't want to like take time just doing 1 or 2, so I'm going to use this little guy to just scoop a bunch out when they're ready. So let me give you that nice close-up, and then we will get started. So there you have it, the best chicken nuggets ever, ever, ever. Everybody in your family will be gobbling these up. They're so good. Serve it with ketchup, honey mustard, barbecue sauce, whatever special sauce you like, and enjoy. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe because I am posting weekly videos from me to you because I love you so much. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Ready? Here's the taste test. Big dip. Oh my god. They're the best. I feel like I could eat this whole plate. Chicken McNuggets. And some barbecue sauce. I'm gonna go on. Whoa. Okay, one more. One more and then I'm done. So good. Shit. Oh my god. Mother effer. 2 hands. 1 hand, 2 hands, 2 hands, okay? 2 bowls, 2 hands, 2 girls, 1 cup. I don't know. Let's get started. It's disgusting.